A lot has happened. So obviously it's probably prudent to start with just acknowledging that some absolutely awful things have happened in the world in the last week or so with the invasion of Ukraine. I know we've talked about it, haven't we, the last kind of couple of days around whether we should carry on posting on our Instagram, because it just felt all a little bit insignificant given the suffering and the kind of terribleness that's been happening.
We created this podcast to always be a support to people, and so it felt the right thing to do to continue to do exactly that, provide support via our Instagram pages, our social pages, and also through this podcast itself. So we will be continuing with our recordings, with the content that we have planned, and with the posts on our Instagram page, which we want to continue to ensure help everybody, regardless of where you are, what's going on for you right now and your circumstances.
I can remember one situation where there was a meeting in London, in central London, on one of the days that I would have kind of traditionally worked from home. And it involved all of my leadership peers, my line manager and my line manager's manager at the time, who was pretty senior in the business. And I didn't get invited to that, and nobody had a conversation with me about that meeting because they just assumed I wouldn't be able to be there because I lived quite a long way away. And that is an example of where that proximity bias absolutely came into play.
The individuals who were further away got frustrated by that because they felt they didn't feel included, they didn't feel trusted to be delegated to. They were missing out on opportunities to challenge themselves and learn and take on more accountability. And actually those who were closest to me got fed up with always being the ones to take on those extra workloads, the extra pressure.
There is a time difference, isn't there, between South Africa and the UK?
2 hours. I'm 2 hours ahead. Yeah.
So Lisa is 2 hours ahead. So for example, that means that I need to have an awareness around what time we schedule our catch-ups, so that doesn't impact indirectly on Lisa in a negative way, and vice versa.
Warwick, who was only sort of 45 minutes away, I had another member of the team an hour and a half away in London. I spent more time with them, both talking to them, but actually physically we would meet up in locations around the country that suited us between where we lived, a lot more than the individuals that I had in Liverpool and Scotland.